Alright folks, so this is my long-suffering old motor. I mean, you might remember it from such classics as building a nice roof rack, or how to get your old motor through for an MOT. Okay, what we're looking at today is making this already versatile machine even more versatile with a yeah, let's block out the number plate in case anyone gets any funny ideas, with a truck hoist. Yeah,
dropped the pistol, uttering a cry of pain and surprise with anger in his eyes as he disappeared under a basket. Again, Rodchenko rose to the occasion, drawing strength from somewhere. He crawled forward and grabbed the empty AK-47 Gritzinev had thrown down before he died. Using the rifle as a cane to help him stand up, he leaned against the wall, then grabbed the rifle by the barrel like a club and squared off against that harpy, whose brute thing whistled softly between her teeth. That guy sure had some balls.
okay, so that's the pivot pretty much made. Yeah, I think that'll be tough enough. This is it was sort of a nice fit on the bit of thick wall pipe that I used. A bit too nice, so I ended up just putting a tiny little taper in here, figuring it would make it it's baggy at the top, figuring it would make it a lot easier to put the crane in the hole. And this is going to live on the back of the truck. This is going to get welded to the bar, so it will get a little bit gnarly in there, won't it? So that's my justification for having a baggy fit there. I think that's probably best. I think that's best. Onto the crane, I suppose.
Under blackberry bushes, a jet of cold water gushed from a pipe. I got out of the van and plunged my hands into the water. It was cool, almost cold, in contrast to the searing afternoon. I drank like a camel, filled up the canteen, then wet Prit's dry lips from a metal tray and ran back to where I'd left Prit. He was awake, sitting bolt upright in the wheelchair, his right hand cradling his left hand, which was covered in bandages. He was dazed by the morphine, white as a sheet.
Okay, so it's been a couple of days since I've done anything on this crane. I couldn't sleep right. Things just didn't feel right. The pin was worrying me, yeah, and I was doing other things, so I couldn't do anything anyway. But I was thinking, this will probably be okay for a couple of hundred kilos, quarter of a ton sort of thing. But I'm not entirely sure it will, and I'd rather have a bit of fail-safe. So, fail-safe is either way more material than you need, which we definitely haven't got, or a secondary structure in it, which is what I've come up with. I've bored a hole in the bottom of this pin. This is the piece that's going to weld onto the back of the truck, and then I turned up this pin here to go in that hole. And what I want to do is weld this piece on the back and have a detachable plate welded here that will bolt into this, so that will allow me to remove the crane when I'm not using it. But it will give us that fail-safe, a secondary structure, add a lot of fucking strength, and also what? Yeah, it's going to stop the whole thing bouncing out of the socket if I want to leave this on whilst I'm driving, which will be quite nice to do actually. It means I could go and put it on before I do all my jipping and biking, and then load up, come home, and unload with it still on the back of the truck, hey? I think, personally, it's only my opinion, I think it's a good idea. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. Oh yeah, the other thing to add, and the reason I didn't go into this sort of design in the first place, is obviously it's a compromise. It won't allow a full 360 degrees of rotation. I'll only get a sort of maximum 270 degrees out of this. It will make the structure being welded onto the truck a tiny bit more complicated. It means I can't put the jack right on the bottom of this. I'll have to put it on the other structure that's welded to the truck. And there was another thing. Oh yeah, obviously the time it takes to put it on and off. So it compromises, you know. But life's full of them, isn't it, hey? And I'd rather have something that doesn't fall apart whilst I'm trying to hoist something really heavy into the back of my truck. Yeah, alright, that's good.
Becoming more labored and shallow. I was definitely concerned that if I didn't get her some help soon, she might not make it. I needed to go look for the horse and mule. But right now, my first order of business was to figure out...
Okay, had a bit of a weldathon last night. Didn't really film much. I mean, there's only so much cutting and welding a scrap that people want to see, isn't there? So there's the disconnecting pivot, I suppose, a lockable pivot. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. We've got bracing all the way around now. Pulley at the front and cheapo 20 quid. Yeah, look what the exhaust has done to my bloody tow bar. Alright, fortuitously I found a little offcut of some really thick heavy pipe, so I've just slit it lengthwise and we'll stick it over the hole, and then when that bit's on, stick the other bit on the other side. Then we'll have a really chunky patch, and the exhaust is never going to get through it. You know, this bit will be around, I suppose, after the rest of the vehicle's rotted away. But here we go. Tow bar attachment points. I was going to cut the end off and put a plate that picked up on these bolt holes and just came straight across. But even though the end of that pipe's a bit shitty, it's only where the plastic cap's gone where it's bad, but I just done this, it's easier, quicker. And we've already got that really heavy pipe on the repair on the pipe, really heavy repair, so it seemed like a good idea to pick up on that. So all I've really got left to do is to attach a pivot that'll sit on there like that. You can't come straight off the back because that would limit the rotation of the crane of the jib, and then once that's on, I'll just triangulate off this piece. Obviously I've got to swing it around now. This is the only point I'm going to be worried about it breaking, because it'll snap my legs. It's not quite high enough either, but you know, life's full of compromises, isn't it, eh? Oh, turns easy enough. Turns easy enough. Let's get an escape route clear. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Try and get it back out again. Gloves. Great. Okay. Well, I don't know if you're surprised. I don't, you know, lifting gear is always a bit weird, isn't it? Like, I never seem to have any worries unless I'm cantilevering something, and then, whoa, easy tiger. She'll be all right. There's I don't know, 400 or 500 pounds of iron there. Lister made them right, you know. Don't know when this one's from. Let's set it back up the right way. Yep, 13 horsepower of solid power. I reckon they meant it when they said 13 horsepower. Either way. This lovely crane will now allow me to go and get loads more bits and bobs. I've got to go on a little adventure tomorrow, pick some stuff up, which is really, you know, why I did this. I've been working off ramps, you know. This is my second set of ramps I made for this truck. First one's just a hook on the end of a bit of 6x2. I don't know. Ramps can go wrong pretty quickly, pretty bad pretty quickly, I suppose, can't they? And I only built these this year, so they should have loads of life left in them, but you know, this is better, isn't it? This has got to be better. I'll keep those ramps anyway. And yeah, here's my lovely crane on my lovely truck for lifting lovely engines. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that. It's probably a bit of a simpler way of doing it than other folks. Pretty effective, probably limited on how much I can lift. And fucking trains. Alright, I'll see you later guys. Bye bye.